Will Osprey and the rest of the United Empire stepped through the forbidden door last night on AEW Dynamite. Jon Moxley is heading to Forbidden Door, the event, the Forbidden Door, to face the winner of Tanahashi and Goto at Dominion for the interim AEW World Championship. Yes, I got that correct. And let's not forget Hangman. He just called out the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion Kazuchika Okada, and he wants the IWGP World Championship. The Forbidden Door continues to crack open as we peel away some of the matches that we are going to be seeing in Chicago at the United Center. And every single week, there's going to be something new to enjoy. We're going to talk about it all tonight right here on the podcast. This is the only place you need to be on your Thursday nights. That's right, guys. We're doing an AEW episode on a Thursday, mainly because I was just tired and we didn't. I just couldn't get on the podcast, but we're doing it right here Thursday night. Let's go. This is Outside the Brand. We'll talk to you in just a little bit. Nice. What is going on, guys? Thank you so much for joining us right here on Outside the Brand. This is your AEW Dynamite post show for June 9th, 2022. I'm your host, Phil, and of course, this is Outside the Brand. Alongside me, I got my good old buddy, my good old pal, my good old friend Nate here with me. What's going on, man? How are you?
Nothing much, man. Just munching on some Pop-Tarts. Just, yeah, man. Just chilling, ready to talk about the show last night.
Yeah, this was a decent show. I'm not gonna say it was like the best show ever. I think the best Dynamite ever actually happened last week. In Los Angeles. But this was a pretty good show. This was a noteworthy show, and yeah, we got some good stuff on this show tonight. Yesterday, I should say. It's screwing me up now that we're doing something on Thursday. But it was still a good show nonetheless. We're still on the road to Forbidden Door. The AEW World Championship Series begun last night with Jon Moxley advancing to the Forbidden Door pay-per-view, as we all probably predicted. I'm pretty sure we all predicted that. But he had a great match with Kyle O'Reilly in the main event. I think that was absolutely a fantastic match. But he is most likely going to go up against Tanahashi for the interim AEW World Championship. Tanahashi will most likely beat Goto at the Dominion pay-per-view that is, I believe, happening this Sunday. So that's going to be a good thing to see. Moxley and Tanahashi, they have been wanting each other for years. So that's going to be a good one there. And a new tournament to decide a fatal four-way for a brand new championship in AEW is going to be happening at that event at Forbidden Door. What do you think about that, man? The All-Atlantic Championship. I think it's a beautiful looking belt. I don't know, though. Are there too many championships in this company?
My first thoughts about it was immediately like the European Championship in WWE, or like the IC Championship or something like that.
Yeah.
Is there too many titles in AEW? I don't believe so. I was about to say that gives a fair shot to everybody, since they have such a big roster. So that gives a fair shot to all of the male superstars on there. I'm kind of excited to see where it goes. Brand new championship.
I'm pulling up the bracket right now, so you guys can.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, brand new championship. It'll probably take over the spot of the TNT championship. But yeah, I'm excited to see where this goes as far as them bringing in another, like, I'm not sure if they're going to use it as like a major championship or a minor championship yet, but we'll see where it goes.
Yeah, man, I'm kind of in the same boat as you, kind of. I mean, I think they are kind of getting a little bit too heavy on the championship side. If you just want my opinion, we got the AEW World Championship, the TBS title, the TNT title, the tag team titles, the women's title. There's gonna be there's gonna be trios championships coming on in, and then we got this one coming in right here, and this is the actual belt. If you guys have not seen it yet, it's a beautiful looking title. I mean, this is going to be, like you said, their version of the Intercontinental Championship. I mean, you got some great people that's going to be a part of this bracket too. I'm trying to pull up the bracket. I guess it didn't save on my computer, but I'll just get it now. All-Atlantic Championship Tournament. And there we go. That's the... Yes, come on. There we go. Good. All right, now, if you guys want to know the actual championship here, the championship tournament, there we go. There we go. So this is the actual championship tournament. And this tournament is actually looking pretty dang good as well. You know, we had, it's out of focus, guys, but I can pretty much read the names for you guys. Buddy Murphy lost to Pac last night in the first round and to get to the Fatal 4-Way. We got Ethan Page taking on Miro, Pentagon Jr. pretty much. I'm just gonna call him Pentagon Jr. We know who he is. Versus Malachi Black. And then 2 members of New Japan are going to be a part of this tournament. And we don't know who the New Japan guys are just yet, but this is going to be a good time. This is going to be a great tournament. And at the end of the day, I want Malachi Black to win this thing so bad. I really do. I think Malachi Black deserves it. I think it's probably going to... I was going to say it's going to be Malachi and Miro in the finals, but it's a Fatal 4-Way. So we'll probably see where that goes. I want Malachi Black to win this thing. I think he's probably most deserving. But if somebody said Miro, I would not bat an eye at that at all. I think Miro is absolutely fantastic. But yeah, I think there's a little bit too many championships. I think, when the AEW Women's World Championship is not getting the right spot that she deserves, not getting the recognition that she deserves, when the AEW World Championship, bear in mind, the champion's injured, but the champion hasn't really gotten much of anything as of right now. The TNT Championship is like a prop right now at this point, even though I think it looks absolutely beautiful. Scorpio hasn't really done anything with it unless we're getting Wardlow that championship in the next couple of weeks, heading into a Forbidden Door or whatever. There's a ton of championships that need to be spotlighted and need to be recognized right now, and none of them are really getting that kind of treatment. It's a little bit of a double-edged sword, but I get where you're coming from. It's gonna give these guys it's gonna give a lot of these roster members that really can't get into the World Championship picture right now something to fight for.
Yeah, I'm kind of on your side too, as far as like them being too many championships, but at the same time, I'm like, it gives more opportunities to like more wrestlers, because I didn't, like, as soon as you said there's too many championships, I completely forgot about the tag team titles, the trios titles that's coming, and then they're endorsing the Ring of Honor titles and stuff on there too.
Right.
By the way, so
No, let's keep in mind the Ring of Honor titles aren't going to be on AEW every single week, because once Tony Khan gets that television deal, hopefully for Ring of Honor, that's going to be transitioned over there. Of course, the Ring of Honor titles might make an appearance on Dynamite in case if some people are going to be crossing over from Ring of Honor to AEW to do some kind of crossover event, but they're not going to be totally prompted and solely for AEW. I mean, heck, Samoa Joe, who's the television champion right now for Ring of Honor, hasn't really held the championship on his shoulder or around his waist in quite some time. I mean, heck, he didn't even have the title when he was going up against Adam Cole at what was the last pay-per-view? What was it?
Double or Nothing.
At Double or Nothing, yeah. So he didn't even have the championship on the shoulder then. It had it on the nameplate and everything. but he didn't actually have the championship in his possession. Oh, and by the way, we also got the Owen Hart titles too. I don't know why titles need to be a thing for them. I think the trophy was enough, but they got those too.
Yeah, because that was me just looking at Adam Cole hold a pink belt. I'm like, man.
Like, well, that one has a black strap, and one for Britt has a pink one. But I do totally understand where you're coming from. It's just there's a lot of titles in this company, man. You got the world title, the women's world title, you got the tag titles, you got the TNT, the TBS, the Owen Hart titles. Then you got the possibly trios championships coming in, and now the all. I want to keep calling it the All American. It's not. It's the All Atlantic Championship. But
if it was called the All American, you already know.
You already know who's getting that.
There's one person that should hold that title.
Jake Hager, baby.
Yeah, even though he doesn't do it anymore because that was his WWE.
Jacqueline Q. Oh
yeah. Yeah, that was his WWE persona, but you know.
He is the All American Jack Swagger. But yeah, man, this is definitely going to be something to witness. I think it's going to be a great fatal 4-way regardless. I just think that there's a little bit too much for when it comes to championships. And that's stuff when it comes to that. Now, also what we got here tonight, it's something that's noteworthy for sure, and that is Will Osprey. Will Osprey showed up on AEW Dynamite last night, and he is pretty much laying out the challenge to pretty much anybody. I mean, heck, I'm pretty sure we're probably going to be getting some type of 6-man action when it comes to the FTR I keep trying to call them the United Kingdom too, the United Empire, with Will Osprey or some sort of nature with, I believe it was Trent Beretta that was involved in that segment as well.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's going to have something to do with that. But Will Osprey, man, you know, anything that he is involved in, it's going to be something great, and I've always loved his work.
Yeah, like Will Osprey showing up, I kind of expecting it to happen. You know, with them just surprising us every single week with New Japan wrestlers showing up on the show, it was bound to happen. I haven't really seen a lot of Will Osprey just because I don't watch New Japan wrestling, but I do know of him, and from what I hear, he's fantastic. So yes. Tomorrow night, I believe he wrestles with the United. I forgot what their name is.
The United Empire, right? That's
United Empire, yeah, United Empire, and against Trent Beretta and FTR. So that would probably be my first time actually seeing him wrestle on AEW. So I'm pretty sure it'll be fantastic. Regardless, it's Rampage, but any type of AEW wrestling has fantastic wrestling. So yeah, I'm ready for it.
It's 2 hours of live TV every single week when it comes to Rampage. When it comes to Dynamite, it's 1 hour taped for Rampage. You know, there's only 3 hours of television to go around, and again, I get back to the championships. I mean, the championships again. You have all these championships, and there's really only 3 hours of television. 2 of them are live, one of them being taped. It's just something that grabs at me, man, especially with the AEW Women's World Championship not getting the recognition or honestly, you know, the respect that it deserves. Because Thunder Rosa, I don't know if you've seen this lately, but Thunder Rosa's gotten a lot of crap on her lately, and it's not warranted. Thunder Rosa's fantastic, and you know, everybody's saying, oh my gosh, she can't cut it as champion. She doesn't even deserve to be champion. She's actually really terrible in the ring. No, she's not. You guys obviously haven't seen her in the ring if you don't know what she is, who she is, what she is about. She is fantastic. But the way that they have made her championship run, it's ridiculous. They don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, and I was just about to say that. It seemed like they don't know what they're doing with Thunder Rosa. Like because you know like when Britt was champion, like it
I mean,
was the
she's god. She's
booking.
like the goddess over there.
Yeah, like the booking was fantastic. They knew exactly what to do. Even when she was champion and like she wasn't fighting for the championship, that she had like other feuds on the side that she could do and stuff like that. But now with Thunder Rosa being champion, it seemed like they have no idea what they're doing. They're just throwing her like all over the place. So
I mean, her first feud was against Nyla Rose for Battle of the Belts, and then Nyla Rose she's not bad by any means, but at the end of the day, you don't look at her as really a credible challenger for her, mainly because she's been on Dark for the majority of 2022.
yeah.
And I got some shit to say about Dark.
Yeah.
Trust me, because we'll get to that Marina Shafir match, and I got some shit to say.
Yeah, I was just about to say that, but go ahead.
So then you got then you had her against Serena Deeb, which is fantastic. I thought that match was great at Double or Nothing. A lot of people thought it was crap, but I thought it was one of the best matches of the night, especially for the women in AEW. They got her a lot of minutes and a lot of time for Serena Deeb, and it might not have been the cleanest match in the world, but it was a good match for what it was, especially for Serena Deeb. And now you had her against Marina Shafir, who fucking sucks. She does not deserve to be on TV. She has been on Dark for the majority of her time here in AEW. And whether Roderick Strong or whether anybody from the Undisputed Era has any type of pull for her or not, she does not need to be on TV. She doesn't. There's no need for her to be on TV. And I'm glad Thunder Rosa almost didn't die in her match against Marina Shafir, because there were some times where she was close.
Yeah.
Marina's not ready for TV yet, bro. She's not. It frustrates me because Thunder Rosa, she is so good and she is so amazing, but you give her people like this, what else are people going to think of her?
Man, like, yeah, like, I was about to say the exact same thing that you said, Phil. Like, because I'm like, okay, Marina Shafir, like they apparently they had like a promo with Thunder Rosa where she just had like a regular
An
open
open
challenge.
challenge.
Yeah, regular open challenge to whoever.
What's with this open challenge shit? If it's not the United States Championship Open Challenge like John Cena, I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it. I want legitimate stories. I want context. I want actual meaningful things for the women here in this company, and they just don't get it. I'm sorry to cut you off, but it frustrates me.
Nah, you're good. You're good. Man. But yeah, like, I was thinking the exact same thing too. I'm like, Marina Shafir. I'm like, last time I seen Marina Shafir on like Dynamite was some months ago. I'm like, she's been on Dark,
and
the
it
whole
was
time.
a bad match.
Yeah, it wasn't all of that good. It wasn't good at all.
Now listen, I don't. I feel like we're probably going to be shitting on this entire show tonight, mainly because there were some questionable things for the show. But listen, I'm not trying to say anything bad towards Marina. Well, no, I shouldn't say that, because I just called her out and told her that she completely fucking sucked. But I'm not saying that transitioning from MMA to professional wrestling is easy by any means. I mean, the only people that have really made that easy, and you probably can attest to this as well, and please correct me if I'm wrong, if you don't think the same way as me, but Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey. Even though I fucking hate Ronda Rousey, she made transitioning from the MMA to the UFC to WWE super easy. And Shayna Baszler is a freaking god at that. She was the first one to come on the scene from the UFC, from mixed martial arts, and made it transition to WWE and to professional wrestling just like that. I mean, those two made it easy. But Marina Shafir, I don't even know what the hell the other person was. Who was the other person that was teaming with Marina Shafir Shayna Baszler back down to NXT. I mean, I don't even know her name.
Okay, speaking of that, shout out to my guy K Foss, my follower on TikTok, because he asked me the same exact thing last night while we were watching the show, and I said
Marina
it was
Shafir.
it's Jessica Duke.
Jessamine Duke, that's it. Jesus
Yeah,
Christ, I don't even know where she is now. But Jessamine Duke and Marina Shafir, they never even had a match in NXT. So, of course, they weren't ready. And sorry, probably some delivery guy on our street. But
I think they had probably like one tag team match together in NXT, and
I never saw it then because I don't know.
I believe so. I believe I remember seeing that when I watched NXT back in the day, and I'm like, they finally put them in a tag team match together. I'm like, okay, but I think that's it.
They had one match on NXT Live. Yeah, then I never saw it because obviously it didn't mean much anyway. You know, like I said, I'm not trying to make it seem like I'm just completely crapping on her. Is that I understand that transitioning from the MMA to the WWE or pretty much any type of wrestling is hard. I get that, and you're not going to get that right away. But Marina Shafir is just simply not ready, and she just staying on Dark is probably going to be the best thing for her, even though it's kind of like the developmental. I'd love to see her. I'd love to see her in Ring of Honor. Honestly, get her into that developmental system. Get her to where she needs to be. Get her in with some coaches that can train her and maybe contact. You can contact Ronda. Who says that people can't contact other people from other companies? You can contact Ronda. You can contact Shayna. Get somebody for her to train her and to get her ready for TV because she could be something. I'm not saying that she can just be complete shit all her life, especially for the women's division. But she's got to get better, and she just was not ready for TV. She had a TBS championship match against Jade Cargill, which was terrible. And then she went in there with Thunder Rosa, who, I'm going to say it, Thunder Rosa is a better wrestler than, a lot of people would say, and I'm kind of in the agreement of it, that Thunder Rosa arguably is a little bit of a better wrestler than Jade Cargill. You put her in somebody a little bit better than that, it depends on who you talk to, man. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I about to say I can't agree with that. I about to say Loft probably won't agree with you, but
oh no, Loft would not agree with me.
Yeah,
Loft would not agree with me. Trust me.
I can agree with that. I about to say Thunder Rosa did it all over the place, all over the world.
Yes. I mean, she was great in Lucha Underground, but she was under a mask.
Yeah, Jade Cargill, she's fantastic too.
She's learning still. It's only her second year.
Yeah, like a lot of people is comparing her and like Bianca Belair because they're both like pretty much the same size, or strong, physical women. Both have like that strong style, but also have like a athletic side to them when they wrestle. So, but I about to say Bianca Belair killing it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Jade Cargill killing it too. Still undefeated. I still don't know.
We don't even know what the fuck they're doing with that. But
I still don't know who the heck is going to be able to beat this woman, unless it's
I want it to be Chris Statlander, but it's looking like Athena. It's really looking like Athena, but I want it to be Chris so bad.
And I was about to say, if it's not Athena, then it got to be one of the baddies or something like that. Like something got to happen, man.
We'll figure this out because the women's division just needs to be better. It just really does, and it's not even me crapping on AEW the entire way. It's legitimately just seeing the actual product on TV, getting one women's match every single week, maybe a second segment for the women when it's just a backstage promo. I think the Jade Cargill had a backstage promo if I'm not mistaken last night. There should be more. I mean, we shouldn't just be trying to grab these women in order to get them on TV. We should be wanting more people like a Thunder Rosa, like a Ruby Soho, who's been on Dark the majority of 2022, like a Tony Storm, who I will be talking about very soon. We want to see these people on TV. but at the end of the day, you only got so many hours on TV, and there's not that much that we can do. We can complain all we want, and we could be smart marks all we want doing a podcast on YouTube. But at the end of the day,
Wait a
at the end of the
minute.
day, well, listen. That's what people think of. That's what people think of podcasters nowadays. What happens? I mean, so people think of podcasters in this community. They're just smart marks that don't mean crap. But at the end of the day, we should matter, and we should get these grievances and takes out there and critiques, because we need something better for this division, and that's all that's really need to be said. Now, I think that's it. I think that's for the ranting for at least this point. We'll get into the actual review now. And there's a bot in the chat. Moderators, you know what to do. There's a bot in the chat. But yeah, guys, this is going to be your AEW Dynamite post-show review for well, the show was yesterday for June 8th, but it's June 9th right now. Thank you guys so much for joining us right here on your Wednesday nights, wherever you may be. I should say evenings. It's not even really nighttime yet. But yeah, thank you guys so much for joining us right here. And we're going to be talking about AEW Dynamite tonight. It was a newsworthy show, don't get me wrong. There was just some questionable things that were going on within the product itself. But follow us, guys, on social media if you haven't already. All the TikTok links are down in the description below. You guys can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at @PhillyMatt_. And yeah, guys, you guys can go get the merch at bonfire.com, the exclusive home of Outside the Brand and its merchandise. What I want you guys to do now, though, if you guys haven't already, go click that subscribe button, turn on the bell for all notifications, and hit that thumbs up button as well. It turns blue. It turns SmackDown blue, so you guys know when you heard it. It turns blue, so you know exactly when you hit it. So yeah, guys, click that subscribe button, turn on the bell, click that like button. Let's get 15 likes. Let's get 15 likes for tonight's episode of OTB. For the AEW Dynamite post show. And without further ado, let's get right into the show. We started off with the Battle Royal. I'm not going to go over every single thing. I'm not going to go over who was in each suit, who was the Joker, who I didn't even freaking know that Andrade was the Joker of all people. Andrade was not the Joker. I am convinced Andrade came out in the last suit. He was not the Joker. There was no way that Andrade was the Joker, because I would have seen the Joker card come out on the Titantron. There was no Joker.
Yeah, though, like it wasn't like the casino battle royal, because they only show like the cards for the casino battle royal. This was a regular battle royal. So, but the thing is that in the bottom left corner, when the people came out, they were still showing like, oh, these are the diamonds. These are
they were still showing their suits.
Yeah, so I was kind of confused too, but they didn't show like the cards on the screen or anything like that. They just said, counting it down. Then they sent like 5 people out. Okay, go. And then like after the 5 people come out, they show them like, oh yeah, so these are all the 5 people that came out, and they're the diamonds. So Keith Lee, Swerve, and stuff like that.
Listen, Aiden, I swear to you, he did not come out alone. I swear. I don't remember that. I really don't. I don't remember Andrade coming out alone.
He came out with like his manager or something. It was
okay.
Yeah,
but was he the sole person? Was he seriously just the sole person? Because I don't remember that at all, bro. I don't. I felt like he came out with the hearts or something. I swear. Like I swear he came out with one of the suits. I guess I just wasn't paying too much attention. I might have just came back from like the kitchen or something, and I just see him just getting in the ring with other people. But I swear, man, I just didn't see it. We're not gonna go over who was in each suit, because trust me, a lot of this battle royal was filler. I'm not gonna lie. You had guys like Matt. You guys had like some people that I can name off right off the bat. I mean, heck, who did you have? Swerve. You had well, Swerve and Keith Lee, they should be in there because they should be something in like world title contention. But people like who else was in this? You know, you had guys like Max Caster, the Ass Boys. You guys had well, obviously the Acclaimed. But like you had a lot of filler in this match, and there's really should not be a lot of filler when you have this stacked of a roster. Guys like Hangman, Adam Page should not be left out. Guys like Miro should not be left out. And trust me, obviously we know why guys like Miro, Wardlow, and pretty much main event caliber guys were not in this match. Wardlow asked not to be in this match, which I don't get, but we'll get to that. But when you have guys that are on this roster that are world championship caliber, that's what you should be filling this battle royal with. Not like, listen, I love the okay, hold on. It's gonna sound really weird.
The Gun Club. Just say the Gun Club, man.
The Gun Club. The Gun Club. Yes, the Gun Club.
There you go.
I honestly do love the Gun Club. The Gun Club are honestly very good at what they do, and the Acclaimed. I mean, the Acclaimed are great. But do we really expect them to win a battle royal to get a world championship opportunity? No. Listen, I think at the end of the day, you have guys like Darby, Keith Lee, Powerhouse Hobbs, Ricky Starks. You guys got people like that obviously should be in there. Yuta, I was fine with Yuta being in there. Andrade was perfect to be in there. I think Andrade honestly really should have won the goddamn thing. But there was just a lot of filler in this match, and I don't know why when you have this type of a roster.
Yeah, like I was kind of expecting like maybe like Hangman up in there, like Adam Cole, Samoa Joe. Yo, what's up with this freaking bot, man? I don't want to watch that, sir.
Listen. I don't know. The mods got it. I hope.
But
I tried doing it myself, but it's not working. So hopefully mods can take care of it. But yeah, you were saying it's these randoms that are in this battle royal that don't need to be here.
Yeah, like I was cool with Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish up in there. Wheeler Yuta, I was cool with him. Andrade, I was surprised Andrade was a Joker, but I was cool with him up in there.
I wanted Kingston or Andrade so bad. Eddie Kingston would have been perfect for this.
Yeah, Eddie Kingston came out like earlier in the match and got eliminated. I forgot how he got eliminated, but
Lance Archer is a perfectly fine person to be in there.
I was actually rooting for Powerhouse Hobbs. Actually, I was
listen,
like,
Powerhouse Hobbs. I mean, Ricky Starks. Those are two people that easily could have been in there.
And I was kind of confused at why Swerve eliminated Keith Lee. I'm like, are they breaking up the tag team already?
Dude, or people are thinking that they're breaking up, and the thing is, I just kind of took it as all right, right place, right time. It's every man for himself in a battle royal. It's nothing that major, but a lot of people are thinking they're trying to break them up. I just thought it was right place, right time. You had the opportunity. You go for it. It's every man for himself.
Yeah, like I said, I was kind of like in between too. I'm like, are they breaking up? But then I was like, I understand it's every man for himself. So Keith Lee is pissed off that Swerve eliminated him, and Swerve is trying to get to the championship opportunity. So I'm like, it's a toss up, but I understand where they're going with it.
So, I mean, I'll name out some other people that were in here. Obviously, John Silver, Takeshita. Takeshita was in this thing, and I was like, all right, I actually like Takeshita. I like seeing what he's got. So, Takeshita was good in there. And then we had the Ass Boys with Max Caster in there.
Listen, it's my guy.
So, Rey Fenix was in there. Keith Lee, obviously. Swerve. And everything like that, and then the Joker, who It says the Joker in here, so obviously it was the Joker. I just was not fucking paying attention. Was Andrade. You know, this was a good battle royal for what it was. I think the battle royal, though, I think this casino battle royal stuff is honestly kind of overdone at this point. I like the concept of the casino battle royal. Don't get me wrong, with like the 4 suits and everything, instead of just having everybody in there all at once and you're just going for it. I like the concept. I just think it's a little bit overdone now, and you could have done something. You could have done something way easier than this. You could have had like a fatal 5-way. You could have done like a 5-person gauntlet, and I'm talking about the 5-way in the sense of the top 5 contenders in the rankings.
Yeah,
right. You could have done like a top 5 ranking kind of thing. You could have done something like that. But no, you put some of these guys in there that honestly don't even need to be there. It's just filler, and there's nothing bad. There is something wrong with that because you have this stacked up a roster, and there's a lot of people that should be featured. But this is what Tony Khan uses these battle royals for. It's just there. I would have done a top 5 gauntlet or top 5 fatal 5-way, but that's just me.
Yeah, same. No, Aiden, I didn't download your character yet. I'm taking this week off to recover from work and stuff. It's been a crazy week for me. But anyway, yeah, I agree with you, Phil. Instead of the battle royal, they could have had like a elimination style match or something like that, kind of like a Survivor. Well, not Survivor Series because that's 10-man tag team, but like a gauntlet match, like how you said, or some type of like elimination match or something like that, because like I believe that the battle royal should only happen at Double or Nothing from now on instead of like on regular shows, because if you're gonna like put random people up in there that like really don't, like you said, fillers, then it really doesn't really mean anything. I would rather have them thrown into the regular battle royal at the casino battle royal, just so that way, you know, they get some TV time, they get a chance to show
Right.
what they got in the battle royal and stuff like that. This one is for a spot at the championship.
Yes.
So
A world championship opportunity on one of their biggest pay-per-views of the year, Forbidden Door.
yeah,
I
so
mean,
like
this should
instead
mean
of
something.
yeah, so like instead of like Max Caster or like the Gun Club, like I said, put like Samoa Joe, Adam Cole, Hangman, but now we know that Hangman is going after Okada, or at least trying to go after Okada.
I, I mean, you had Wardlow in here.
Yeah,
You
like
could have easily had
Wardlow.
Wardlow in here, and Wardlow obviously didn't have to win because I think Wardlow, you shouldn't be getting a world title on him so soon. But you could have had Wardlow in here. You could have had him in like the final 4 or whatever, and then you could have had like Mark Sterling and the rest of the goddamn security job squad over there help somebody eliminate him from the Rumble. And not well, the
Oh
Rumble.
yeah,
Jesus Christ.
I wanna speak on that, but I want to wait until we get to the
Yeah,
actual Warlow part because
but like
that's hilarious, man.
you could have had like the security job squad over there help somebody eliminate him, and then they're like, all right, you know what, screw that. I was going for the world title, but no, now I'm actually going after these guys, and now I'm gonna have to go after the TNT championship because now I can't get the world title. And then that's where you can have Scorpio come in and all that stuff, and there you go. You could have done something with that.
Could have put
But
like Sammy Guevara up in there, maybe, or something
Sammy,
like
I would have
that.
been okay with
Like I said,
because he
like
can't go after the TNT title now, so you could have
if
put them in there.
if all of the freaking drama wasn't happening, I definitely would have put MJF up in there because he most definitely deserves it. But
I would have had MJF as a Joker. Nothing against Andrade, but I would have had Andrade be a part of a suit, which I honestly thought he was, and then I would have had MJF as a Joker. I would have. And then have MJF win it in spite of Tony Khan saying, fuck all you guys, this is my time now. And then imagine if he beat John Moxley in the main event, beating a former WWE guy to get to Forbidden Door. I mean, I don't think MJF would have ever beaten a guy like not Naito. Who is it? Shit. Who is it? The guy who's most likely going to face Moxley at Forbidden Door now. Tanahashi. Yeah, so I don't think MJF would have beaten Tanahashi, but but if Tony wanted to do that, Tony could do that. But I would have had MJF as a Joker, and possibly eliminate a former WWE guy to just rub it in his face.
that would have been fantastic, actually.
There's so much they could have done. They could have had 3 former WWE guys and MJF. You could have done something like that. Like, seriously, you could have had them eliminate them all. Just say screw you. But yeah, I mean, listen, the Battle Royal was okay for what it was. Kyle O'Reilly coming out on top was the most ridiculous thing ever.
Yeah, I was shocked at that. I'm like, I thought it was either going to be Yuta or, like I said, Powerhouse Hobbs. But Powerhouse Hobbs got eliminated. I'm like, okay, it definitely got to be Yuta now. And Kyle O'Reilly won. I'm like, oh wow, okay.
The final 4, I believe, were Andrade, Yuta, and Kyle O'Reilly. I would have definitely either gave it to either Andrade or Yuta. Yuta would have been great because we would have gotten Yuta and Moxley again, which is, I mean, you saw the last time we got those two. I mean, it was a bloodfest.
Yeah, because then, what I thought was, sorry to cut you off, but what I thought good. Was like it would have made more sense with Yuta and Moxley just because they're a part of the Combat Club. So
yeah, the BCC.
Yeah, so I thought, I'm like, okay, they can have like a little friendly competition match or whatever, but they're like, nah, we're gonna go Kyle O'Reilly in there.
Plus, Regal was out there on commentary in the main event anyway, exactly. So that would have fit.
Yeah, so I don't know.
And then obviously Andrade. I mean, Andrade's just been floundering ever since he came to AEW until he finally got his pairing with Rush now. I thought he would have been a great choice. And honestly, he was my pick to win once I saw the Final 4, and then he got eliminated last. So I'm like, okay, they're just not going to treat Andrade any type of way, are they? But it happened. Kyle O'Reilly, he won the Battle Royal. He was going to the main event against Jon Moxley later on that night. Jon Moxley is backstage. He says that 3 years he has been big game hunting in New Japan. It's funny how things work out. It's been a strange year. But he said that he would grab pro wrestling by the balls, nice, and said, quote, O'Reilly, you are in with the wrong guy. The opportunity belongs to me, and the Forbidden Door belongs to me. This entire spot belongs to me. Love you, Mom. The mom part was a little bit weird, but hey, you gotta show love to your mother, right? And that was it. We then had a commentary give a recap of CM Punk and his surgery going well. So he did have successful surgery on his broken foot. About 4 to 6 weeks is about a time frame for a broken foot. So hopefully we'll see that very soon, and we'll see where things go from there. What do you think about us getting Jon Moxley and CM Punk most likely to unify the titles instead of an MJF versus CM Punk, like probably a ton of people would have liked to see?
Kind of 50-50 with it. I'm happy just because Moxley was the second, I think, he was the second AEW champion, I believe. So it's been a while since he held the AEW championship. I definitely want to see him with the AEW championship again. And then I think the last time we seen Moxley and CM Punk fight was the Shield versus CM Punk in WWE. Yeah. So, and they finally.
And I would have loved for that to be brought up. By the way, I would have loved for that to be brought up in some way, shape, or form. You don't obviously have to say, "Oh yeah, I fought the Shield." No, you don't have to do that. But CM Punk was the. He was he was the creator of the Shield. I mean, if you really want to think about it, I mean, he pitched it to obviously WWE and everything. He pitched Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, and not Roman Reigns. He actually pitched Chris Hero, Cassius Ohno. to be a part of the original Shield and not Roman. So I would love to see something like that. You could bring that up in some way, shape, or form. Like there's got to be some way you can do that. It's a good match though. I'm not saying it's a bad match by any means. Jon Moxley versus CM Punk, you can do something with that.
Yeah, I about to say it's definitely going. Yeah, that's definitely going to be a fantastic match. Just because like we got this newer side of Moxley. Like I said, we seen how he was we seen how both of these men was in WWE. Now that they're in AEW, we get like more physical, aggressive side of both men. So like, and then obviously, like you said, Phil, the storytelling itself, they could definitely do something with that. So like building that up, and then on top of that, having a fantastic match for the undisputed championship. Yeah, it's about to be fire.
No, I mean, of course, I would love for it to be MJF, but I think we're going to get MJF and CM Punk down the road anyway. And they said they're not done. So there's going to be a time where we're going to get CM Punk and MJF again. It's just going to take some time. And with all this being said, it doesn't have to happen right away. You don't have to have it right away. You can give CM Punk a legitimate world title run, and then you can revisit the MJF thing later. It doesn't have to be right away. So I'm okay with it. It's just gonna take some time in order for it to get there. And don't worry, guys. The thing is, CM Punk is gonna be back with us in a month, maybe 2 months at the most. It's not gonna feel all that bad. I mean, Moxley's gonna be the interim world champion. He's gonna be like the first technical 2-time AEW world champion, and then we'll have the unification match. I don't know what they do with that, because I would hope CM Punk would just get the championship back and just unify it again. That way we can get CM Punk and MJF. But that's going to be up to Tony. I really don't know how they're going to handle that, because Moxley is somebody you really can't show losing, but you can't show CM Punk losing either.
Yeah, right.
It's going to be an interesting time, that's for sure. But this series definitely had some heads shaken for sure.
Right.
We then had Buddy Matthews versus Pac, and this was fantastic. You can legitimately have. I can't listen. Just by the actual match card alone, I counted like 12 abs. Seriously, I mean, you could like there was like a 12-star match for each ab. Like, this was fantastic. Buddy Matthews and Pac. We obviously didn't know what this was for at the time when it was announced by Tony Khan on Busted Open Radio. I wish you could come on OTB, announce stuff over here, Tony. I mean, I'm your brother, for God's sakes. I'm Phil Khan. You could announce stuff over here on OTB. But like, we didn't know this was going to be a first spot in the finals for the All Atlantic Championship. I'm correcting myself again. But this was great. I love this. Buddy Matthews, he looks great. Pac, he looks fantastic. This was a great match between these two for one of the spots for the All Atlantic Championship Fatal 4-Way at Forbidden Door.
Yeah, this match was fantastic. Battle of the Cruiserweights, WWE again. Always gotta freaking reference WWE. But
you know, Pac. It's funny. Seeing Pac in AEW for pretty much the majority of his time here. Pretty much, I think he's. I don't know if you would kind of classify him as a day one, but I don't know. Would you guys classify him as a day one? Aiden, let me know.
In AEW.
In AEW, I believe he was one of the first ones signed here.
Yeah, yeah, I would.
So okay. So with that being said, he is technically a day one guy. Still being a former WWE guy, I to be completely honest, I really don't remember all that much of his stuff from WWE. I always kind of just think of him as an AEW guy now because of just where he's been.
True. I about to say his tenure in WWE,
His NXT stuff was great. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, his NXT stuff was fantastic. Up to the main roster, I'm not sure. I don't remember if he won like a mid card title. I know he definitely won the cruiserweight championship once they brought back the cruiserweight division, and he was a fantastic champion on there. And then yeah, I was about to say I didn't hear nothing else from him until AEW. So, but yeah, I like him and Buddy Matthews, man. I about to say I can definitely see the chemistry between them. They were absolutely killing it. Fantastic match.
So Double or Nothing 2019 was the inaugural. Like it was pretty much the start of AEW. I mean, I think we can all pretty much say that for right there. Obviously, Moxley showed up at that event, which that was so I can kind of consider Moxley a day one guy too. Pac, he's pretty much a day oneer as well. Okay, so you're pretty much saying that he's a day one here too, Aiden. He was definitely one of the first people signed. I know that for a fact. So, I mean, there's that for sure. But this match is great, and especially for a shot at the fuck. That's gonna take so long to get. That's gonna take so long to get used to. I'm not gonna be able to do it. I'm not gonna be able to do it. The All Atlantic Championship. Jesus Christ, it's gonna be so bad. You know how many times I'm gonna do that until I finally get it right. Shit. Okay. This is a great match regardless. Pac with a high knee into a tornado DDT. Pac with some forearms, and Buddy fights it back. Pac then gets the upper hand, and then Buddy with a flurry of strikes. Pac with a roundhouse, and then Buddy with an uppercut. Pac then ducks under a kick and gets a cover for a 2 count. Pac gets a super kick, German lariat, and both men are down. Buddy with a big boot, then Pac with a thrust kick. Buddy then throws Pac to the mat and rolls through into a sunset flip into a Liger bomb for a 2 count. Pac then with a poison Rana, and Buddy sold that shit. Like it was fucking death. And the man looks like he's gonna break his neck every time selling a poison Rana. And then we had a pump kick by Pac. He climbs to the top rope and has one of the most beautiful red arrows, black arrows, whatever you want to call it, that I have ever seen. I continue to be amazed with the red arrow, black arrow every single time he hits it. It's such a beautiful twisting moonsault, man. It's so beautiful. I love it.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite moves when he was in WWE. I'm like, oh my god, bro! It like you said, it's just like the twisting motion up in there. Like,
yeah,
man,
it's so good. It's so good. And I'm glad he still continues to hit it too, even if I think you can kind of class him as a babyface with like the Lucha Bros and everything and Death Triangle. But you think of Pac and you just think of like the demeanor of Pac. You think of him as a heel. I'm glad he still hits it. I'm glad he still uses it instead of just doing the Rings of Saturn, which I believe he calls it something different in AEW, but it's the Rings of Saturn anyway. I'm glad he still uses it, and it's a great thing to see every single time he does because he hits it so beautiful.
Yeah.
Ooh. It's such a good man. I love it. They come out to celebrate with Pac. Speaking of the Lucha Bros and the House of Black face Buddy on stage. Death Triangle and the House of Black stare each other down to end the segment. Then this is where Eddie Kingston just goes rogue because Eddie Kingston he has a backstage segment and he is setting up a match with Hager on I believe it's going to be Rampage this Friday, so tomorrow. Eddie Kingston pretty much told everybody pretty much just to fuck off, and he told the backstage guy that was pretty much behind the camera, don't count me down, bro. Don't count me down. I know how this shit works. I know how to go, and I am going to say whatever the hell I want to say until I am done with it. So you are going to keep me there. And then when he was done, he was like, now you can tell the people in the truck to do the transition, you mark, and then go. And then he walks away. Eddie Kingston just does not give a shit, bro. He doesn't.
Yeah, Eddie Kingston is fed up. I can't wait for the freaking blood and guts match.
Yes.
I can't wait.
He calls it the brutalizer. Thank you, Ada.
Yeah.
For the Rings of Saturn.
Yeah, I definitely can't wait for that.
Eddie Kingston, I want him to win that Fire Roller so bad. But up next, this is where Will Ospreay came into the fray. Trent Beretta is in the ring and he is bummed out. It is National Best Friends Day, which I did not know that, and his best friends aren't there. They are obviously in Japan for whatever reason that they had to be in there for. He and Romero had a match for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships, and they deserve another shot. Out come the Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions, FTR. FTR then make their entrance, and Cash says that Trent is right, and it doesn't sit well with them. Dax says that if it was up to them, they would have Kansas City and give them a treat right now for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships, but that's just not going to be happening tonight with Romero not being there. Dax then calls out the United Empire and Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay shows up, but he calls Will Ospreay's entire group bitch boys. So I was like, cool. So the United Empire's music hits and they walk out, but out walks Will Ospreay. And I was like, holy fucking shit, that is so sick. I love it. We're getting, like you said, man, we're getting New Japan guys almost every single week now. This is great. And you had the United Empire's Aussie Open appear from out of nowhere to attack FTR and Trent. Aussie Open hit the Cardolis, I guess is their tag team finisher name, and Osprey hit the Hidden Blade on Trent, and United Empire stand tall. Like I said earlier, man, I think this is going to set up some kind of six-man tag team action. I think it's going to be a trios match with Will Ospreay and obviously an Aussie Open versus Trent and FTR. I think it's going to be a great thing. I think this is just going to be another addition to the Forbidden Door show. And seeing Will Ospreay, that's great.
Yeah, like I said, this will be like my actual first time seeing him wrestle on Rampage tomorrow night. Like I said, I haven't seen none of his matches from New Japan because I don't watch New Japan. Like I said, I know of people from New Japan, but I haven't seen like no matches or anything like that. So I'm looking forward to seeing him wrestle. I like I said, from what I hear, he's one of the greatest wrestlers in the world besides Kenny, AJ Styles, those type of wrestlers. So I'm just looking forward to it tomorrow night.
You can definitely classify him as that for sure, man. I mean, I've seen some of his stuff before from New Japan, and he is something special, man. There's been so many I was going to say Zack Sabre Jr. I think Zack Sabre Jr. is going to be showing up here too at some point because I think he might be facing Bryan Danielson, which would be fantastic. I mean, come on now. I wanted Okada versus Bryan Danielson, but you give me a match with Zack Sabre Jr. and Bryan Danielson, you're not going to see me bat an eye. If there was. There's so many great Osprey matches that I can honestly tell you, but I mean, there's just so many great matches with Will Ospreay, and you can't really just name one. So if you want to see something before tomorrow, I definitely just look up something on YouTube. Just look up the top 10 moves of Will Ospreay or something like that, just so that you can get it sounds generic as fuck and it sounds cheesy, but just so that you can get like some kind of like maneuvers for him, like just to see what he is about. You can do that, and you can easily do something, because usually Osprey matches are very long, and like they kind of have some you gotta legitimately set like a specific time and sit for a Will Osprey match. I mean, hell, you can do something with Walter. I mean, he faced Walter at one point. Imagine that. I mean, like there's something to be said about Will Osprey and just his matches for sure. But just doing something just to get what he is about before Friday's match. I mean, it's something to do for sure. Kyle O'Reilly was in a backstage segment with the rest of the Undisputed Elite guys, or era, whatever one you want to say. And he was just pretty much saying that at the end of the day, Moxley, I might be the underdog in all of this, but I'm going to kick your ass, and that's what I'm going to be showing up here to do. William Regal was a part of this backstage segment too. I mean, and I mean, think of the symbolism there with the Undisputed Era, William Regal as the former general manager of NXT. I mean, there's so much symbolism there, especially with Moxley. There was a lot. I mean, that was a great segment, and honestly, it shows what they were really thinking of for Kyle O'Reilly. I mean, you got some great stuff there.
Yeah, I was definitely saying that during the show last night too, because I was talking about William Regal, because William Regal was straight up like talking smack to these dudes. I'm like, wait a minute, I'm like, you used to be the GM of NXT. I'm like, you used to have all three of these guys on your roster. All of them were champions on your roster. I'm like, how are you talking smack to these dudes? but it was funny. But yeah, like man, like the amount of talent that was back there in the backstage area, and then them having the history that they have, it was fantastic. I'm still waiting on Undisputed Era to hold all the gold in AEW though. I'm waiting for it. It's gonna happen.
Listen, bro,
Phil.
it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I can totally see it happening. But speaking of the Undisputed Era, the former leader of the Undisputed Era, pretty much the leader of the Undisputed Elite, Adam Cole, shows up to do commentary for the next match. And it is Hangman Adam Page versus David Finlay. David Finlay is obviously the son of... Hold on one second.
Fit Finley.
God dang it. Fit Finlay, yes. Thank you for finishing my thought. I gotta get... I'm charging my phone here too while I... because I gotta. Why do you have to tie up these cords? Are you kidding me?
Oh God! Cut in the podcast for a sec.
Hold on one second, y'all. Hold on. Technical difficulty.
Yeah. On Twitter after Phil comes back. Okay, there he is.
There we are.
Yeah. So your guy,
what
Phil.
What the hell is this?
Hook says, "I want to be an AEW World Champion. That's the goal."
He's gonna be it one day. He's gonna be it one day.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Hype up the Hook train a little bit more, you know what I'm saying?
He's gonna be it one day, bro. Once you see Hook as AEW World Champion, you're not gonna hear the end of it from me, bro. Listen, all the hookers stand up. Seriously. I mean,
oh God.
There's something to be said about that.
The fact that you call yourself hookers is absolutely wild. I thought the term hooker meant something else. Oh my God, that's disturbing.
Where are all my hookers at in the chat?
Oh God!
Come on now. I know we got some. I know we do. But in all seriousness, man, Hangman and Page, David Finlay, this was fantastic. David Finlay is awesome at what he does. If you, not a lot of people know him because he's been in New Japan or whatever, but he has been fantastic. Obviously, he has a great pedigree. He is a fourth-generation superstar. I don't know if he really knew that. Technically, second if you want to just count Finley as the first one. But he's technically a fourth-generation superstar. This is a great match. I loved it.
Yeah. I wasn't really paying a lot of attention to this match. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. Since I've been streaming on Discord, it's been a whole lot of fun up in there. We just been talking about wrestling and like other random stuff, so I wasn't really paying attention. But yeah, I about to say from what I did see, that this match was really really good. I didn't even know that was Finley's son. I had to look it up myself, and I found out. But yeah, I was about to say that match was good from what I saw. So can't get on that.
So Finley hits some stomps, and then Page kicks him off. Page then catches a crossbody and hits him with a fallaway slam. Then he goes for a clothesline in the corner, chops and springboard forearm on the apron. And then he hits a dive to the outside, this Page. Page then hits a sit-out powerbomb cover for a 2 count, and Finley escapes the Deadeye and hits a backbreaker for a 2. Finley then with a running uppercut in the corner. Page then catches another crossbody, and Finley counters it into an inside cradle for a 2 count. Then Finley hits some uppercuts, and then Page flips out of a German and hits a lariat. Page then goes to the apron and hits a buckshot for the 1, 2, 3. So even though David Finlay did not win this match here, obviously Hangman Adam Page, he had to get some kind of momentum because he's obviously going up against goddamn freaking Okada at the pay-per-view. You have to at least give him some sort of win and give him some sort of momentum. Hangman versus Okada, man, it's going to be great. Just calls out Okada. But he got on the mic and said that tonight he wasn't in the Battle Royal, and it looks like he's not going to get a championship shot anytime soon. But there's more than one world championship in the world of professional wrestling. At Forbidden Door, I want the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. I want Okada. It's going to be great.
Yeah. Oh man, like as soon as he said Okada, I'm like, this is gonna be fantastic. Because I completely thought that he was gonna say like, you know what, I want my title rematch or whatever, but he just came out and said, I want Okada. I'm like, oh wow, okay. I wasn't expecting that, but and then of course Adam Cole came out. Yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
No, that's not happening.
Fuck you.
Yeah, that's
I
not
won.
happening. Yeah, that's not happening. Nah.
So speaking of what Nate is saying, Adam Cole then gets off commentary and says that Okada might not even be champion by the time Forbidden Door comes around because his friend Jay White might be the champion at that time. Page is not a champion anymore. Cole says that he has been on a roll as of late, and if anybody should get a shot at the IWGP Championship, it should be him. AEW is all about Adam Cole, baby. And then that's it. Listen, if Jay White becomes the IWGP World Heavyweight champion this Sunday at Dominion, I can totally see Jay White versus Adam Cole. I think that would be fantastic. And then we can get Okada versus Hangman just without the championship on the line. I don't think Hangman really needs a championship right now. And obviously, even if it was for the championship, I don't even think Hangman would win. But Adam Cole is going to be a part of this pay-per-view some way, shape, or form. I mean, heck, he was the one who announced it on the big screen, backstage. He's going to be a part of it. I think him versus Jay White would be perfect for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship, and then you can give Hangman versus Okada solo, no title on the line. I think that would be great.
Yeah, that would be fantastic.
So that's what I'm predicting here. if Okada retains, that's fine. I mean, we'll get the match for the championship regardless, and then hopefully Adam Cole will be just inserted somewhere else. But Adam Cole going up against Jay White, that's what I would do. I'd have Jay White win the championship, have him go up against Adam Cole, and then you can have Okada versus Hangman on title.
Yeah.
We then the Thunder Rosa stuff. Thunder Rosa issued an open challenge earlier on today for the AEW Women's World Championship. She would hope that it would be somebody from the top 5. And that's kind of pathetic in its own right, saying that she hopes that it's somebody within the top 5, because obviously she really hasn't had anybody within the top 5 since her title reign has started. So having that little bit of a jab in there, that's a little bit of a, I don't know if that was off script or just a shoot right there, but how I could kind of see that being something.
Yeah.
But we'll get them match with Marina next. But before that, we had the Wardlow promo, and there were some definitely questionable things about this Wardlow promo, if I do say so myself. There's something about Wardlow that I think he carries himself very well on the mic. I think what they're doing with him is great. But they're doing stuff with him that reminds me of one person that I do not like very much. He reminds me of somebody that continues to just, let's just say he buried a fiend in Saudi Arabia and he's still over there.
Mm-hmm. I was thinking the exact same thing, Phil.
Let's just say he buried Dolph Ziggler at a SummerSlam, and I don't even know where that SummerSlam was held, but I think Dolph Ziggler's soul is still over in that arena. I believe he also buried Kevin Owens to become a Universal Champion.
Yep, I was there live. I was there live to watch that. That was my first pay-per-view.
That is insane. I did not know you were there to see Goldberg beat Kevin Owens as champion.
Yeah,
that is insane.
That was my first pay-per-view that I ever been to. And that happened.
Wow. Okay. But dude, they're doing too much shit with this Wardlow Goldberg shit. I think it fit really well when he was doing his stuff with MJF and the security, but get him new music, get that Goldberg entrance out of there, and hell, even the crowd is chanting Wardlow in the Goldberg like fashion. He's not Goldberg. He's not. He's his own man. They need to treat him as such, and they need to get him into something more. They just need to present him in a better way. I don't want Wardlow to be anything like Bill Goldberg.
Yeah, I definitely don't either. I hate it.
Because Wardlow's great. I mean, you see the potential in him. You obviously see everything that's about with him. But doing stuff like Bill Goldberg, nah, Chief, that don't sit right with me. Come on now. But he introduces Wardlow. Wardlow shakes Tony's hand and welcomes us to Wardlow's world. I love the Wardlow world stuff, but if you guys remember as a little kid, Elmo's world, that's immediately what I think of every single time I hear Wardlow's world. It just sounds really cheesy to me at this point.
No.
Elmo's world, Wardlow's world, it just happens. See, exactly. See, Aiden knows exactly what I'm talking about. I don't usually highlight comments anymore, but la 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 la, Wardlow's world. It happens. I like the Wardlow world stuff. I do, but the first time I heard it, I can't tell a lie on this podcast. I promise to be up straight and honest with you guys. I immediately thought Elmo's World as soon as I heard it. I did. I did. One of my listen, Sesame Street was goated back then when I was a kid, but now I'm like, listen, I don't need Elmo to show up on television. I don't. I already get him enough with Whoopi Goldberg. So, but man, he introduces us to Wardlow's World. He says that he asked not to be in the Battle Royal, which I found very strange. But he said the reason being is because CM Punk is our champion. And if he is not beating CM Punk and not pinning him to the mat, he does not want the world title just yet. He'll have champ because I'll be waiting. I see where he was coming from with that, and I kind of see like why he wanted that. But at the end of the day, bro, the Battle Royal was for a shot at the Interim World Championship, or at least a shot at Moxley for the Interim World Championship. If you won the Interim World Championship, you could have pinned CM Punk at All Out and become the unified AEW World Champion. So I really don't understand that logic. I don't. That might just be me being a little bit too picky, a little bit too like much of a critique here. But that didn't make sense to me at all.
Yeah, that's true.
It didn't make sense.
Yeah. I don't know. I was about to say now he's in. Well, we'll get to it. You didn't get to that part yet, but we'll get to it.
I think he should be. I think he should be in the TNT Championship picture, but I think he has to murder 20 security guards first in order to get there. But we'll get there. So yeah. That's what he's gonna do, bro. I don't see him losing. I don't see him losing.
Like the fact that they're even doing this match is absolutely dumb.
It
like,
is.
Bro, 20 on 1.
I think it's hilarious, but there's no point to it.
Bro, 20 on 1 handicap match. What? WWE could never.
No. Well, technically, no, they did. Technically, they did. Because Cena and Orton did it.
Orton versus
the entire roster.
The roster. Yeah, I remember that.
I mean, so what happened was a title is what he wants. And he's going to say that a TNT championship is what he wants, and he is going to be challenging for that very soon. Scorpio Sky then makes his way to the ring. Dan Lambert and Ethan Page hold him back, and Wardlow says, listen, I don't care if you're 110%. We're going to have a match, so get ready. And that's pretty much it. Obviously Dan Lambert calling him a fucking coward because obviously Scorpio has a bum knee or whatever happened. The knee injury happened in his match on Rampage this past Friday in his TNT Championship match. So it's not going to be anything like a CM Punk thing. He'll be fine. But we're going to get Wardlow. What's up, Boff? We're going to get Wardlow versus Scorpio Sky. And I'm sorry, man, but there's no way Scorpio Sky's winning that championship again. There's no way he's retaining that title.
Yeah, I was thinking.
I think he should because he has this championship. They had a custom championship made for him.
Yeah.
But you're going up against Wardlow. You're losing against Wardlow. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, well, I was like, if Wardlow is going after the TNT title, that means that Scorpio Sky is most definitely about to be a transitional champion, which I'm cool.
That sucks, bro.
I'm cool with, but yeah, I thought Scorpio Sky needed a little bit more time with the title.
Here's what I think should happen, and you guys can jump on in and see what happens here. Welcome off to the stream. We're talking about the whole Wardlow segment. with obviously Scorpio Sky and everything.
Okay.
I think the championship match should happen. Whenever it should happen, what happens. But Wardlow needs to win somehow, but Scorpio Sky needs to stay the champion. I don't think Scorpio Sky should be losing that championship anytime soon. Wardlow should definitely win, but not having the championship just yet. I think it's a little bit too soon. You just got out of the MJF shit. You don't need a title on him right away. And I know a ton of people are going to be like, Phil, why don't you want Wardlow as champion right now? Because he just simply doesn't need it right now. It's too soon. It's too soon. We just got out of the MJF stuff. We don't need him as champion right now. In my opinion, at least.
I don't know. I mean, yeah.
I think Scorpio Sky should stay champion, but somehow Wardlow needs to win this. I wouldn't want a disqualification finish, but if they're doing this shit with Mark Sterling, have Mark cost the championship or whatever. Have Wardlow win somehow, but get cost the title. I don't know. Scorpio should not be a transitional champion.
I agree with that. It took him enough time to get on the main show because he was messing around on Dark, telling everyone how good he was for months. That's the only way I found it.
Plus, they gave him a custom title. I mean, what, you're going to give him a custom title like a couple of weeks ago just to lose it to Wardlow?
Yeah, that's true. That's going to be the first AEW belt I buy because that jump is beautiful.
I was about to say, if you got a rack on you, then you can buy it.
How much is it?
It's like
I mean, hell, the AEW World Championship is $800, so there's something. It's gotta be.
What?
Yeah.
And that's why I want Tony Khan to just send me one so bad, or the resident belt guy on TikTok, god dang, Heel Kevin to just make a championship for me, because at the end of the day, I cannot spend $800 on a replica AEW World title.
I'm about to call Megan. She's buying all the belts.
Well, yeah. I mean, hell, she just bought the Divas title. I mean, hell, Megan can get it for me.
Yo,
Chris cleaning 300 right there.
Let me see how much that is.
But yeah, he walks out. Dan Lambert calls him a fucking coward because you're going after somebody that has a bum knee. But once Sky is 110%, that's when we'll get the match apparently. So we'll see that. Mark Sterling then is backstage with his security team and says that Wardlow ripped up official contracts last week. So with that being said, you can either face him in court or wrestle 20 security guards next week. He's gonna bury them all. Wardlow's gonna win this 20-on-1 handicap match, and it's gonna be hilarious to see. But is it really necessary? No.
It's gonna be nuts.
20 on 1. 20 on 1.
Then this is the part of the show where I absolutely cringed and I was like, oh shit, here we go again. So we have the Young Bucks. They're backstage, right? And the Young Bucks, they're in their dressing room. They're pretty much just talking nonsense. And they say that they want their World Tag Team Championships back. Then the Hardy Boys come out and they open the door because apparently it was just unlocked. Now, I don't think you would just leave your dressing room unlocked, but whatever.
Young Bucks are stupid.
They come out. So the Hardys, then they say, we beat you fair and square at Double or Nothing. So if anybody deserves a tag team title opportunity, we do. And then Christian and Jurassic Express walked through the door.
They didn't even walk through the door. They were hiding behind like the freaking
like yeah, they just come into frame. They were pretty much, they were probably in the same room. They just came into frame.
Like they were low key hiding behind the freaking curtains, like the blinds and stuff. And I'm like, they just come out the freaking window. Like where did they come from?
Yeah, but if I like this, like the kayfabe or whatever, they walk into the dressing room as well. And at the end of the day, they're like, listen, you guys both want tag team title opportunity, fine, but you're gonna have to do it in the match that made us famous. And I'm like, oh shit, you know, why do we need this? And then Christian says, yeah, ladder match, triple threat ladder match right now, let's go, and next week. And I'm like, oh my God, why? Guys, just want to let you guys know right now, Jurassic Express are not winning those tag team titles. I repeat, Jurassic Express are not retaining those tag team titles. There's going to be a new champion next week.
Phil, you got one chance. You got one chance to say something
listen,
right.
Bro, listen.
No. I'm going to ask you one question.
This tag team championship match, first of all, should not be happening. Second of all, if you're asking for the Hardys to win, yes, they should. But I think it's going to be the Young Bucks, mainly because at the end of the day, they're gonna get these tag team titles. They're gonna probably do the Young Bucks and the Hardys again. But it should be the Hardys. You're right. It should be. Yes.
You know something? I don't even want the Hardys in this match.
I don't want them here, bro. I don't.
Jeff is going to hurt himself.
Dude, he just came out of a concussion.
Yeah.
He just came out of a concussion. The man, as soon as he stepped foot in AEW, he's been a part of street fights. He's been a part of, anything that's under the sun when it comes to extreme matches. The man is going to get hurt. And it's not even a point in time where I'm like, great, the Hardy Boys are in a match. No. I am terrified for their lives at this point. I'm terrified for their lives.
You got to tell whoever you need to tell to stop putting Jeff in these high-risk matches. He is an old man. I love him, but he cannot risk himself. Every time he sees a ladder, he just tosses himself off of it.
Please. Listen, I'm not in the business of seeing. I'm not even in the business of seeing these people just retire. No, I think the Hardy Boys should have retired a long time ago, if you ask me, to be completely honest. But at the end of the day, Tony Khan just loves using these guys like they're fucking marks, and they're not. Like,
that's what I've been saying all day. All day, I've been destroying AEW fans and their ideologies because I'm trying to explain to them I don't hate them.
Tony thinks that they're like 20 years younger. Tony thinks they're 20 years younger, and they're not.
They're just doing stupid stuff all the time, and it's like,
yes,
yo. When on first reaction, I was like, oh, triple threat ladder match. That sounds cool. And then I was thinking about it for a minute. I'm like, I looked at Jeff's face. And Jeff was like,
match, and
yeah, that's what somebody else pointed out too. When they said ladder match, they said like they noticed Jeff's face and was like, uh-oh.
He's like, oh, come on.
but then you realize who's in this match, and you got the Young Bucks who we had a fantastic match between the Young Bucks and the listen. Again, that they're all young. They're all younger, but like you had a great ladder match with the Lucha Bros and the Young Bucks, so you know what the Young Bucks can do with ladders. You obviously see what Christian is doing with Jurassic Express. They are going to be great in a ladder match, but the Hardy Boys should not be in a ladder match right now. They just came off a concussion. Matt Hardy is about to kill himself next week. Jeff Hardy is about to kill himself next week. I don't need to see these people die. I just don't. Tony, you need to stop this.
I don't even know if I want to watch it or not. Like the fan of me wants to watch it, but then the other half is like, if oh my god, it's gonna be like cringing every time Cody did something during the Hell in a Cell match. I know Jeff is going to do something crazy that's gonna make me think that he's about to just die. I don't feel like watching him jump off ladders for
His
freaking
first
20 minutes.
match in AEW, it was a 6-person free for all. I mean, he jumped off a goddamn ledge of a building.
Can we acknowledge that they're booking these guys as if they're fans and not wrestling representatives?
Yes.
Because damn,
Yes.
this is not a video game. This is not.
Like,
You can't just get better as soon as I.
Well, here's the thing. Tony thinks that they're 20 years younger when they're not.
That is terrible. That is terrible.
20 years ago, yes. 20 years ago, yes. Jeff would be flying off of shit. He was like a legitimate stuntman that just you could not stop. But he is older. He does not need to be a part of these matches, and he does not need to be in these every single week.
I'm convinced that like the bosses of these wrestling companies have no idea how age works.
Like, I am with you on 100% in all of this. I want you to know this. Like, I am 100% agreeing with you in this case where they're just treating the Hardys like they're just spot fest monkeys, and they do not need to be treated this way.
Who do we blame if Jeff gets hurt? Or anyone gets hurt for that matter?
Tony! It's all on Tony. It's all on Tony. He was in an Owen Hart Cup tournament match where the only Owen Hart Cup tournament match has something extreme about it. Why?
And he took the toll in the Adam Cole match because he looked like he was about to freaking pass out with that match.
He took a toll in the tag match against the Young Bucks at not Forbidden Door, at Double or Nothing, because now we know at the end of the day his boot broke, and that's why he was in the corner for all that amount of time. I don't know if you guys knew that or not, but his boot broke during that match.
Oh damn.
His boot broke during that match, and that's why he was just sitting there in the corner for the majority of the matchup until he got back in the match and just wrestled with like one boot. Because at one point he just took off the boot. He was just wrestling in one boot. But his boot broke, and that's why he was out of it for a long time. People thought he was taking drugs again.
Everyone just runs to that because they want to think that they know something.
Yeah, like a lot of people just think like, I don't know, like
people thought he was taking drugs again because he was just standing there for a long time, and once he got back into the match, he was apparently loopy. He was apparently just not in it, like not all himself.
Yeah.
He's not all himself because, first of all, you're wrestling with one boot on, and second of all, you're in a grueling match, an over 20-minute match with the Young Bucks. You're gonna get tired. These guys aren't the Hardy Boys that we used to, people. They're not the people we used to know.
And that's okay.
Yes.
That's how the body works. You can't just do this stuff for 20 years and expect them to still be the same person.
I give Matt Hardy a year max and Jeff Hardy 2 max. If that.
Oh.
If that.
I'm gonna be freaking. I'm gonna be worried out of my mind.
It's so bad, bro. And the thing is, this ladder match does not need to happen. You could have done an easy, just triple threat tag match, and that's it. You did not need to have a ladder match in this. I understand it's Road Rager. I understand it's one of your. Go ahead.
If you wanted to give the Young Bucks the titles, you just give it to them. Just have the match against Jungle Express and the Young Bucks. Don't even. Jeff and Matt shouldn't have even walked in the room at that point, because you I don't see why they keep competing in triple threat tag team matches. I don't see Christian competing, even though he's making all the matches like he runs shit around here.
Yeah, like, see, the thing is, and that's what also gets me here, because Christian is making all these matches for Jurassic Express. You see Jungle Boy's expressions in the background saying, like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, we don't need to defend the tag titles right now. And that's exactly what's happening. We're obviously seeing the Christian and Jungle Boy storyline come to fruition and everything. But if we're going to do Christian versus Jungle Boy, they're losing the titles next week. They're losing the titles next week.
Damn, dinosaur.
They should have lost the tag titles at Double or Nothing. They should have lost it to Swerve and Keith. But no.
That's the best solution they have in their division right now. Well, that might be done because Swerve eliminated Keith Lee in the freaking battle royal.
Swerve eliminated Keith Lee in the battle royal.
Yeah, that's what I told Phil.
That's what we were talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about that.
I just took it as right place, right time, every man for himself. But everybody's thinking that they're gonna break him up.
Because Keith was pissed.
I don't want that. Yeah, Keith was pissed, bro.
I was like, damn, what the?
He was trying to bring out the Bearcat again.
Oh God,
no, not the Bearcat.
Oh God, no.
Anything but that.
Don't ever say that again.
Anything but the Bearcat, I know, guys. Anything but the Bearcat, I know. But that's what it reminded me of. That's what it reminded me of. I mean, hell, the Bearcat was the exact same way. The exact same way. He was just angry for no reason. He was just angry for no reason, growling, grunting. Like, bro, stop grunting. You're not a pig. But this should not happen. I don't even know if I want to. I don't even know if I want to watch it. Because every single time somebody is going to do a spot, especially Jeff or Matt, I'm going to cringe. And I have fond memories of these guys, Laf and Nate. I have fond memories of these guys. Laf, you obviously have fond memories of Jeff. We don't want to see these guys in this capacity.
I'm going to try my best to watch that match next week. I'm going to try my best.
Then we had a match that just completely shit the bed.
God.
Nate, the AEW Women's World Championship was on the line as Thunder Rosa defended against Marina Shafir. This match fucking sucked.
I thought that was just my freaking. I thought that was just me. I was having a terrible time watching that match.
No, this match was bad, bro. This match was bad, all because of Marina. Don't get me wrong. Thunder is only. Your opponent. The way you work in the ring is only. Like, I'm trying to get the right saying here. Hold on.
I know what you're trying to say. You're only as good as your opponent is in the ring.
You're only as good as your opponent. There you go. You're only as good as your opponent that's in the ring with you. Oh, God, who is this? Somebody just says question mark. I'm scared. Hello.
Welcome to the OTB hotline. Spell your name.
The OTB hotline.
Show yourself. Male or female. Probably male. Because there's one female in the group. There he is.
The real one.
Oh, my gosh.
With a Bass
rare appearance.
You in forever.
With a Bass Pro Shop hat.
Mad change.
Listen, sponsored, not sponsored, right? But yeah, this match completely shit the bed. Thunder Rosa, Marina Shafir. Marina Shafir sucks, and that's all I'm gonna have to say about that. She does not deserve to be on TV. Stay on dark or get out of this company.
No, she gotta wait until Roger Strong get there.
Listen, Marina can go back to NXT for all I care. Or no, go back to FCW. Is FCW still even a thing? Even if it's not, go back to FCW. She does not need to be on TV. Sorry, 1C. I was just going all in on Marina Shafir. How are you, my man? He left.
Yo.
Good seeing you.
But yeah, Laf, Nate, 1C, yeah, Marina Shafir sucks, and yeah, that's my announcement. Getting 7 wins on Dark should not constitute an AEW World Title shot. Just letting you know.
Does she have a UFC background? Because she looked like Ronda Rousey
Yes.
from Wish.
Yeah,
Yes.
she do.
Okay, so like she's Wish version Ronda Rousey.
I
Because
like
God,
that she came up.
So Marina
with
Shafir
Ronda
came
Rousey.
up with Shayna Baszler and Jessamine Duke.
And
Oh,
Ronda
Jessamine
Rousey.
Duke is no longer in professional wrestling, as far as I'm aware of, and she was with Shayna Baszler. We spoke about this earlier, Nate and I did, and I'm not saying that it's not tough transitioning from the MMA to WWE or just professional wrestling. But there's a reason why she did not have a singles match in NXT, and this is because this is why. Because she's terrible.
do they
There's
train
no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Do they train
No,
superstars?
but apparently, well, the Nightmare Factory, if you want to call it that. But that's with QT Marshall, Dustin Rhodes, and obviously Cody.
Huh.
And yes, Cody Rhodes is still a part of the Nightmare Factory.
Wow.
And Ring of Honor will be their developmental territory as far as what we're hearing, but I don't know.
She needs something.
I mean,
it was not.
I mean, what did you guys see in this match that I didn't? Because I didn't see much. This match was not good.
Thunder Rose is
Okay,
taking a
and
back
Snuggles
seat
is
to Jade
back.
Cargill, and I don't like it.
And Snuggles is back. All right.
I'm about to say Snuggles is cool. He still has some trash takes, but he's cool.
He's not cool. He comes into this chat. He's gonna say like Marina Shafir is the greatest thing since sliced bread, which she's not. And
I said his takes are trash, but
Oh man. Why is your name Snuggles, bro? I'm sorry, I had to ask you. I'm tired of it.
we need to know. We need to know why.
I'm about to say Snuggles like the freaking what's that, fabric softener or whatever.
He's a grown man. Why is he Snuggles? If there's like a sentimental value, then explain it to me. I don't want to disrespect you or nothing. But damn, it's been annoying me, and I'm sorry for holding him up. I'm sorry. I gotta ask you because damn, it's annoying me.
Oh man.
Are you guys though seeing the exact same thing I am when it comes to Marina? Because I just don't see anything well with her.
I don't see nothing to get hype about. Like I said, she's just there right now just so that way she can do some type of wrestling. Like I said, I'm pretty sure she's gonna stay there until at least Roderick gets there, and then she'll finally decide if she wanna hang it up, go be a mother to the kids or whatever. But yeah, it's definitely nothing.
Because somehow she's the number 5 ranked person in all of AEW. How?
Yeah, I looked up the rankings yesterday, and I was wondering at like some of those because some of those rankings are freaking crazy. I'm like, that's wild.
So the top 5 contenders, and I want you guys to hear this, and once you can hop in on this too. Pretty much everybody here. The top 5 goes as follows: Nyla Rose is number 1. How? I don't know. Dr. Britt Baker is number 2. Serena Deeb is number 3. Obviously, Serena Deeb just had her match with Thunder, so she was in there anyway. She was number 1 when she had her title shot, so there's that. Toni Storm is number 4, which she obviously came out after the match to help out Thunder Rosa, which is most likely going to be the next feud. And then Marina Shafir is number 5. On the bottom part of the plate, it said, that Marina Shafir has won her last 7 matches. She is 7-0 in her last 7 matches on Dark. Dark matches should not count towards World Championship contention. And that is just facts. Dark matches should only constitute when you are ready enough to get on TV. You have enough momentum, get them on TV, and see what they are about. If they're not good, put them back on Dark. But you should not be putting somebody in a random world championship match just because, oh yeah, I'm 7-0 on Dark, I should get a title shot. No. No.
If you thought it was bad on TV, just imagine being there in person. That shit was way worse.
Oh yeah, that's right. You were there. Yeah, that's right. You were there. That's right. I mean, man, I'll agree with you on that, Aiden, only because I don't see her as often as I do Marina. Abaddon is probably better than Marina Shafir.
Abaddon's better than everybody. That's the issue we're trying to explain.
Listen. Abaddon is not the greatest professional wrestler of all time. You guys continue to think that, but she's not. But at the end of the day, this match should not have happened. Now Toni Storm is up next. Toni Storm, Thunder Rosa. Could be a great match. Is there a story behind it? Most likely not. Just like there wasn't for the Serena match. Just like there wasn't for the Nyla Rose match. I just want stories, man. That's all I want. I just want stories.
Wait, does anyone know when Red Velvet and Chris Stanlater are having their match? Because I keep hearing them reference it, and I
think it's on Rampage. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So I mean, once he already saw it, but yeah, it's Friday.
Okay, good.
I mean, why can't Chris Statlander get some kind of opportunity?
She's focused on Red Velvet right now for some odd reason.
Well, she's focused on that whole group in the TBS Championship, which I'm okay with. That's fine. I think it's going to be Athena that takes it off of them, but it shouldn't be. Trust me, I know that. But I don't know, guys. I just want stories for the women. That's all I want. Is that too hard to ask? I want substance. I want context in this division. There's nothing.
I don't know. I don't know, man.
I mean, you guys think I'm an AEW shill over here, guys, but I've been ripping this show to shreds tonight. And for good reason, because there's some questionable shit on this show. And keep in mind, not every single wrestling company is flawless. Trust me, I know that. We watch WWE. but I mean...
What a shot. Look at chat. Y'all saw that?
Listen, I don't care. It's a shot. It's a shot. You know WWE's trash too.
You just swung at him. That's ridiculous.
You know WWE's trash too. I don't care.
Goodness gracious. They didn't even do nothing. He just punched him. Goodness gracious.
But you know I'm right.
Yeah, but don't just punch him. They didn't even do nothing yet. Don't just swing at him. Damn. It's in their mind of business. He just swing. Goodness gracious.
But, you know, I'm just going to say, well, the AEW women's division is trash right now. The WWE women's division is trash. There's just nothing for women's wrestling right now, and that sucks because it should be something great, and it's not getting treated as anything but trash.
If they just let the women run the women's division, I think it'll be better. I keep saying that. The men that do not need to be running women's matches.
Kenny.
Obviously, I know what you're doing.
Yeah, Kenny. What are you doing?
Who runs the women's division in AEW?
Kenny Omega.
What?
Yes.
That's ridiculous. Really?
Yes. He's an EVP and he's in charge of the women's division. Yes.
What the?
You guys didn't know that?
No, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
I'm surprised.
Oh
I
my
don't know how
God.
you know it. Who?
Because I'm a part of the payroll, man. That's what I do.
Oh Lord Jesus! That's why you just swung at the WWE. That's why.
Well, that's what everybody thinks.
Nah, you just said it already. You might as well live it now. Shit.
I've been noting that I'm a part of the AEW payroll for months. Ever since somebody called me Phil Khan on stream for the first time, I ran with it, and I'm like, all right, fine, I'm Phil Khan.
You got to it.
But yeah, I can't believe you guys didn't know Kenny Omega ran that shit.
I had no idea. That makes me angry. It makes me very angry. That's downright dumb. That's just stupid.
I agree. It's not.
You know what? Stephanie McMahon is going from WWE.
Because he's still a part of the EVP
Oh, no.
stuff. No, Steph is gone. Steph hightailed it out of there.
Oh God, she can't do that. She's in 2K22. She's on the My GM thing. She can't just
It
leave.
don't matter if she's
right
in
there.
the game.
She can't do that.
Steph hightailed it out of there because of Bruce.
Is that why?
Yeah, that's what everybody's saying right now.
Damn, that's tough.
It's pretty much because of Bruce and the way Bruce and Vince and pretty much Nick Khan of running things over there. She just does not want to be a part of it anymore.
Wow.
It was said to be because she wants to stay. She wants to be with family, like her kids and Triple H. But apparently, the real reason is because of Vince, Bruce, and Nick Khan.
They've been running her through the dirt. I didn't know what happened. They've been talking crazy about fucking stuff. I was like, damn, I don't like her that much either. But to goodness, they were destroying her.
Yeah. So. The match was bad. As long as Thunder Rosa retained the championship, that's all that mattered. Thunder Rosa came out of this championship match alive, which is a good thing, you know. And I mean, there were some times where Marina almost dropped her on her head or almost snapped an arm out of its socket or what. But I mean, at the end of the day, Thunder hopefully came out of that match scot-free. And we can possibly see this thing with Toni Storm. I think that's going to be a great match. I just want a story between them. But they're two baby faces, so who turns heel? I mean, Thunder Rosa can't be a heel because I just don't see it. And Toni, she's a fan favorite. Do we really see Toni being a heel? I don't.
I will give it.
There's no way that this could go.
I would say freaking. I got the name Snuggles because it was my PS2 name, and I wanted
Why are
people
you
to
just
see.
now answering that question? Why didn't you answer it 10 minutes ago?
It was like 15 minutes ago, bro.
Initially, I got the name because girls found me adorable. All right, so back to AEW. I just think.
See, I told you guys Snuggles was bad from the get-go, and you guys don't believe me.
Girls find me adorable.
I respect the name more. It's still very funny to me, but I at least he has a backstory behind it.
Yeah, I was about to say he told the truth. So
yeah, that's funny.
You did ask for it.
Yeah,
be like, you know what? You're adorable, like a snuggly teddy bear.
he was like, "Oh, that's it. Oh,
Yep,
That's it. That's it.
Wait,
he said Snuggles.
That's the one.
That's it.
That's great. Oh man.
I was just glad the match was over at that point, though. I really was, and hopefully Toni Storm can bring something else out of her too.
Yeah, man. Because Jade Cargill took her spot. You would think that the TBS championship is one of the bigger world
The TBS
titles.
championship right now, honestly, I'm looking at it as a bigger title than the world title at this point because Thunder Rosa is simply just not getting the right recognition that she deserves. She's not.
But when Britt was champion, she was on the show for 2 hours straight. But
Exactly, and that's what I don't understand. Why is it such a different parallel? And instead of it being because Britt's Tony's golden girl, instead of that.
that's the only reason. There's no instead. That's it. That's it. It's not even that deep. That's it.
You know how wrong that is, though. Like you know how wrong that sounds.
Yeah. I promise you, I've been running AEW through the ground all day today. I had time today. That's what I was doing all day.
Trust me, I saw all your videos at work. I saw all your videos at work, and
All
honestly,
day.
I was agreeing with all of them.
So yes, I know that's wrong. It can be fixed, but they gotta.
How?
There's no reason why Thunder Rosa is getting
Because
this right
Tony
now.
Khan is not. Tony Khan and obviously Kenny Omega don't know what the fuck they're doing.
They need to give it to like Vicky Guerrero or something. Is she still there?
Yeah, she's still there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's still there.
She manages.
She's
Nyla
managing Nyla Rose.
Oh well, yeah. They better give the reins to her. She's a woman. I think she'd be better.
She's a woman.
Is she not? I'm tired of these men booking women in terrible freaking matches. I'm tired of it. I'm so tired of it. I watched freaking women in wrestling, and I was like, this is good.
I still
Some
haven't
people
seen
will question shit about Vicky, that's for sure. But we're not gonna.
You gotta watch women's wrestling. Yeah, that shit's crazy.
What channel does it come on?
It's on YouTube. I don't know if it has a channel. I watch it on YouTube. They put like 4 compilations.
I heard they had a TV deal. I just don't know what TV it's on.
I know they said it was like on CBS or something like that.
CBS? Is it really?
I heard there was a TV deal for that, but
I'll check it out whenever I can.
So Shafir attacked Rosa after the bell and headbutts to the back of the head, but obviously Thunder Rosa, while she was being beat down, Toni Storm ran down for the save. Thunder Rosa hit a fire Thunder driver on Shafir. Storm picks up the AEW Women's World Championship and hands it to Thunder Rosa. And that's our next program. I think that's gonna be great, but I need a story and I need to figure out what the fuck's happening here. Because at the end of the day, what else to say? And then we had the main event. Winner goes to Forbidden Door for the interim AEW World Championship. Jon Moxley versus the Battle Royal winner in Kyle O'Reilly. This was a fantastic match. Everything about this was great, but it was predictable as all hell. I mean, 1C, you can attest to yourself, this was probably a great match to see live. I mean, this was probably phenomenal to see live. But I think everybody in that same arena had the exact same thought. For the people at home, this was too predictable of a win for Jon Moxley.
Oh yeah, I mean, people were already like kind of shocked that O'Reilly won the Battle Royal out of all the people that were in there, but it was just right when he eliminated Yuta, it was just everybody knew that Moxley was just going to kill him.
Yeah,
but surprisingly, it didn't end that way. I mean, they put on a hell of a fight. So.
Yeah. And I don't want to feel like I'm just shitting all over Kyle O'Reilly here. Kyle O'Reilly is a great professional wrestler. I don't think he gets enough credit in himself just as a singles guy. But he's not a singles guy. And that's the thing. He's a tag team guy with Bobby Fish, and that's really what this was all for. He's not really looked at as a singles guy. And if you're going to have a matchup against Tanahashi, it's Jon Moxley all the way.
I ain't gonna lie. It would have been really interesting had Yuta won that Battle Royal.
I would have had Yuta or Andrade win it. Seriously. I mean, Andrade's been nothing but dog shit ever since coming to AEW until Roosh came about. You had Andrade win this thing to go up against Moxley? That would have just been at least a great opportunity for him. Of course, he probably would have lost anyway because it's going to be Moxley and Tanahashi regardless. But it would have been a great opportunity for him to at least get him into that World Championship caliber match because he's been a World Champion before. Just look at NXT.
I was gonna say, what if they push Andrade like Charlotte just because he's married to her now?
They have not done that. I mean, come on now. They have not done that since the beginning. Hell, if you want to talk about the Charlotte Flair of AEW, that's Britt Baker, easily. And I well, yes, she is a dentist, but I mean, you look at that right there, and that's a complete parallel because who's the golden girl in WWE? Charlotte Flair. Who's the golden girl in AEW? Britt Baker. It's easy. Yeah. But this is a great match. Loff, I saw some of your videos on this match. You thought it was a pretty good match as well as from what I was getting.
Yeah, I mean, I expected a good match. I just think Andrade should have been in it.
Yes.
I knew it was gonna be good. That wasn't an issue. Just Kyle shouldn't have been there. That's all.
I low-key at a point I thought Eddie Kingston was gonna win that thing. Dude, the roof was blowing. The roof was blowing off the damn building for Eddie Kingston.
My top 3 winners for that Battle Royal, man, were Kingston, Andrade, and Yuta. Those are my final 3. That's what I wanted. Yuta and Andrade were in the final 3. It's just obviously Kingston had to get eliminated. I like Kingston and Moxley would have been a great main event. Andrade versus Moxley would have been a great main event. Hell, even Yuta versus Moxley would have been a great main event because of the Blackpool combat. We were talking about this earlier with Nate.
I even got a damn Blackpool combat shirt while I was there last night too.
There you go. See? Easy works. I would love to see that, but I mean, Andrade versus Naito, give that to me. But I don't know what they're doing with Andrade, man. Andrade just seems flat. And it sucks.
Shit, just take him to NJPW. Hope that they use him.
I hope that he doesn't just get relegated, though, to Ring of Honor. I really hope not, because Andrade is so much better than that.
That's true.
Plus, he doesn't need any developmental. I mean, that's what they're going to use Ring of Honor for. You don't need developmental.
Y'all probably already talked about this, but I'm not going to lie. I'm marked the fuck out for Will Osprey.
Yes. We talked about it, but I love the Will Osprey spot. I did. That was great.
It was nice. The crowd, it seemed like more than half.
It seemed a little bit quiet.
It did. A lot. I feel like a lot of people didn't know who Will Osprey was. Like, when he came out, I was flipping out and shit. But I feel like everybody that was there is just like they watch WWE, AEW. And if you do that, you don't know shit about Will Osprey. Like, you just...
Yeah.
You know? So, yeah. Easily one of the greatest wrestlers in today's generation.
Yeah. I mean, you can Nate classified him as one of the best in the world from what he's hearing. So, I mean, that's an easy choice. But
yeah,
I mean, we'll see where this goes. I love Will Ospreay. I think he's going to do great things at Forbidden Door if that 6-man tag match is what's rumored going to be true. But Moxley had a right hand to escape a leg bar from Kyle O'Reilly. Moxley then hit a pile driver for a 2 count. Strikes back and forth between O'Reilly and Moxley as O'Reilly hit and got the upper hand with some kicks, a German suplex, and Moxley rolled through. German suplex of his own. Both men hit lariats and then they fell. Fall into each other. Moxley then gets a bulldog choke, transitioned it into a knee to the head, which was the regal knee, and then Moxley hit a paradigm shift for the 1, 2, 3. And obviously Moxley goes on to Forbidden Door for the AEW World Championship, the Interim World title, most likely against Tanahashi depending on who wins at Dominion this Sunday against Tanahashi and Goto. And yeah, we'll see where things go there. Moxley is going to be your first two-time AEW World Champion, even if it is interim. And we'll have Moxley versus Punk at All Out, most likely for the unification. I'm not going to be mad at that. I told Nate earlier, Moxley and CM Punk will be a great match for the unification match.
I'm excited for Forbidden Door. This is going to be a damn good pay-per-view. You have Hangman calling out Okada.
Yeah.
Dude.
We could possibly be seeing Adam Cole versus Jay White if that's going to be something that they do. I would personally have Jay White win the championship at Dominion. That way we can have Adam Cole versus Jay White for the title, and then obviously just Hangman and Okada just non-title. I think that would be great. Because I don't think Hangman really needs a championship right now, and even if it was for the title, he wouldn't have won it anyway. I think Hangman needs some momentum, and if you give him something like that, that's easily going to build up for him. But this paper is going to look great, man. Especially in CM Punk. Oh, that sucks that CM Punk is injured because it's in his hometown. It sucks. But don't worry, he'll be back at All Out anyway, and he'll be back in his hometown. So why does Chicago get all the good shit? You get All Out every week, every year, and you get Forbidden Door with New Japan. Man, come on. Yeah, sure, I got Buddy Matthews debuting in my town, but come on. What do you mean?
Shit, I got Osprey debuting here, so it's pretty big.
Wait, Nate, was there a Milwaukee show that you've been to for AEW at one point or no?
Last year.
Anything happened over there of note that you remember?
No, it wasn't like it was just a regular episode of Dynamite and Rampage, and Tony Khan gave Giannis Antetokounmpo a world title. That's it.
Well, I mean, if you want to do that.
That was after the Bucks won the championship.
Well, yeah, the Bucks won the title, right? Yeah. Well, I believe they're going to Milwaukee again, and it's the only time they're going to Milwaukee, so you might want to go to that.
I already got tickets, so
cool. And then, well, if they're ever going to Philly again,
man, I ain't worried about that.
Come on, bro. You wouldn't want to go? I mean, listen.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. The last time that they were in Philly, they had a damn good show that you missed out on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I do remember that. Oh my god. Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, listen. I understand you're not really a huge fan of AEW, but that atmosphere, and I'm pretty sure, probably speaking for Nate and 1C here, but you guys can chime in too. That crowd is something amazing when you're in an AEW event. Like, it's insane. It's way different than a WWE crowd, mainly because of just how hardcore these fans can be. But man, it's something different over there, man. It really is.
When I went to AEW back in November, the crowd was ruthless. Like, we were just out here calling Dan Lambert a fat-faced dipshit and all that. So, like, I mean, we were just telling them to shut the fuck up and all this shit. So, I mean, it was great. You can never catch anyone doing that at a WWE event.
Yeah, I was about to say, we didn't, like, the first time it was here in Milwaukee, it wasn't really nothing special. This was like right after CM Punk debuted, so I think this was like the
yeah, but the high from that must have been insane. I mean,
oh yeah, I was about to say when CM Punk came out, everybody went crazy. I was about to say, I know I did.
Yeah,
because of course he's from Chicago, and Milwaukee, Chicago is like an hour away, so you know. But other than that, like, it was just mostly CM Punk. It was Jericho after he beat MJF, and pretty much it. Like it wasn't really nothing else to get hyped for at the first show. But I'm pretty sure this show is going to be the Dynamite before Forbidden Door, so I'm pretty sure it's going to be a lot of stuff
dude.
at that one. Yeah,
that's perfect. Then the go home show for
the
Forbidden
Dynamite,
Door. That's
Dynamite,
sick.
Rampage, Dark, all of that before Forbidden Door. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that's going to be lit.
You're gonna see 2 hours of wrestling just for YouTube. So there you go, and then 2 hours for Dynamite, obviously, and then the 1 hour for Rampage. So you're gonna be sitting in there for 5 hours, man.
Yep, I better see my guy Max Caster, bro. I better see my guy.
He'll either definitely be out there for the commercials. He'll definitely either be out there for the commercials, or he'll be on some sort of dark thing or whatever, or maybe Rampage, depending.
I swear if the gun club just yells Green Bay, Wisconsin,
they're gonna get the city wrong. They're gonna get the city wrong, like they usually do, and then they'll give it to Anthony Bowens, who will say Milwaukee.
No.
Yeah, and then you can make fun of them. You can call them the ass boys.
Ass boys.
Yeah, and then also I'm taking my best friend too, and she never watched AEW, so I was telling her how like everybody from WWE went to AEW and AEW is better.
Oh come on now,
he don't agree, so I'm like, hey, let me put you onto something real quick. So yeah.
Listen, I know it's true, but then you don't have to introduce AEW just like that now.
I'm not lying.
That's the only way you do it. That's the only way you introduce it. That's the only way you introduce it.
The first thing you say about AEW is just all WWE guys are here. Nah, you
Phil. How would you explain AEW to a casual fan?
Listen. Year one, you would not have been saying that.
Tell me right now,
be saying that.
If I was a casual fan and I've only watched Raw and SmackDown for my whole life, how would you explain AEW to me at this particular moment?
But like AEW has mostly WWE guys, but it also had New Japan. It has Ring of Honor. It has TNA. It has a whole bunch of promotions.
AEW is like a buffet. They just got mad shit there.
Yeah. That's one thing that I was going to say.
But at one point, I mean, you can kind of say the same.
Year one, you would not be saying that, though. Year one, you would not be saying all those WWE guys.
You could say the same for WWE, but nobody ever mentions it at WWE. They just call them the WWE guys.
How would you explain AEW to a casual fan then?
The year one or just overall?
Right now. Like if you met someone outside right now and they're like, "What's AEW?" What would you say?
It is kind of what you guys. Well, it's what you guys have been saying. It's a buffet of all these different promotions working together in order to get wrestling. In order just to be something.
What?
But year one, you wouldn't be saying that, Love.
Yeah, this ain't year one.
Yeah, how I explained it to my coworkers.
Year one of AEW when it was first thing was God tier.
Yeah, fantastic.
The first, I still think the first ever Double or Nothing is the best pay-per-view in AEW.
Most def. But yeah, like
now it's the start of it all. That Double or Nothing 2019 was the start of AEW, and from that, 10 years since.
But yeah, like how I explained it to my coworker at work, because my coworker watches WWE too. So like I was telling him about AEW, he was like, "Oh, so who's all over there from WWE and AEW?" I'm like, "Oh, well, there's Chris Jericho, CM Punk, Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, some more NXT guys, freaking, a whole bunch of people." He was like, "Oh, okay." He was like, "Yeah," he said that's the main reason why I don't watch AEW, because it's just a whole bunch of ex-WWE guys. I'm like, okay. So yeah,
I mean, I see people's point when they say that, but they're missing some great shit on the show. So
yeah, you're missing MJF, the most important guy.
I'm missing MJF. Jesus, I mean, I wanted him to be there. I wanted him to be the Joker of the Battle Royal just to do it.
Apparently, MJF is trying to go Hollywood, from what I hear.
Yeah. And I can totally see why, but I want MJF back on TV. But that's it, guys. That's your AEW Dynamite. I felt like we kind of just shot on the entire show all night tonight, but it wasn't a bad Dynamite by any means. I think we got some great newsworthy stuff. We got this new championship being involved in AEW now, the All Atlantic Championship. I actually said it right this time, Nate. The All Atlantic Championship. I kept calling it the All American Championship on stream before you came in. Sorry. But yeah, we got that thing going on. We'll get some more matches to come for Forbidden Door. The 26th. The 26th, we'll be right here reviewing the show. Forbidden Door. We got 2 more weeks until that show.
Yep. And 2 more weeks until it's in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Yeah. It's about to be lit. I swear if Jericho cuts off Judas this time, though, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna be pissed, man. Oh man.
All right, guys. We're gonna get the hell out of here. You guys have anything else to say before we get out?
Go get the merch.
The merch. That's right.
The merch.
BehindFire.com.
Figure out a new design.
All right.
Yes, sir.
If you got that design, once it's ready and everything, send it on over. I can put on the shop right away.
Smithception just freaking stitched my video, so he probably just read my ass. Right, he probably just killed me. So I got to go watch this video now.
Listen. I love Smith, but man, sometimes Smith's always been great to me, but man, he can be ruthless sometimes.
Hey man, the stitches I got today is the most. This is what I came to TikTok for, just the engagement, because I don't care if you're mad at me or not. I want to see the conversations being had, because that's what gets your brain going. I don't like just accepting the companies for what they are instead of actually having conversations with them. And most people can have genuine conversations on this app without death threats and calling me a bitch and all this shit. So yes. I always can respect a good conversation as comes to that. So this makes me more excited than anything.
Wow, if I agreed with you most of the time when you made those videos, hell, I even agreed with you most of the time when it comes to this podcast about the goddamn Hardys about almost killing themselves next week. I mean, listen, I see your flaws with AEW. I understand them. And at the end of the day, listen, everybody might call me Phil Khan, but there's a reason why this company is not flawless. And it's because of the booking for the majority of that. So I see all the flaws, and I agree with you on a ton of them. So trust me. Yeah.
Hey man, look, I'd rather people disagree. I'd rather you disagree, because then I get a chance to have a conversation. You agree, I'm bored.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Well, no,
I'd rather you disagree.
Well, I just see the problems that happening too, and you're seeing that too.
On your sense, it's cool. Cause me and you have talked off of like TikTok, so it doesn't. Me and you talk every day, so that's just
and
different.
Trust me, before when AEW was not even 3 years old and we didn't see these flaws, I was going back and forth with you. I was, but that was good conversation. And at the end of the day, that's what we're here for. That's what we made this podcast for.
Indeed.
So. All right, guys, that's it. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Tomorrow, you guys can catch us after. Wait a second, hold on. Did they announce anything for Rampage? Is there a special time or anything? Because of goddamn playoffs still?
It's still the same time.
Well, 5:30.
So it's going to be 10 o'clock.
I believe. Yeah.
Hold on, I'm about to look it up.
You can double check.
Yeah, I'm double checking.
Because isn't there an NBA Finals game tomorrow?
Yeah, but it's on channel 12. It's on ABC. It's on like local.
Oh, okay. So yeah, it might still be at 10. Okay.
Yeah, let me just double check.
Oh wait, isn't usually hockey now on TNT now, not the NBA?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, freaking NHL. Let's see.
I'll tell you what, I'm not disappointed with Rampage.
Yeah, it's at the same
I've seen some stuff earlier, man. I saw it all. I saw the things, but I want to see the matches regardless.
Yeah, it's at the same
Was
time.
it a bad Rampage?
It's after
it was all right. So
from what I heard, the crowd was still okay. Like the crowd was still pretty.
Crowd was good, especially in the main event. Yeah, I mean it was pretty good overall. It was a lot shorter than I was expecting, to be honest. But it was.
Your Rampage is only an hour, so.
Yeah, so just the hour flies by. So
it's the fastest hour on television. But yeah, Nate, I think it's still like 10. If anything, you're going to be seeing the SmackDown and AEW Rampage post show right here. But to be completely honest, if it's not that good of a Rampage, we might just do SmackDown. I know Rampage is usually just an extension to Dynamite, which it shouldn't be. But you guys know my my rants on Rampage. I don't like Rampage, and it should be used for something better than just an extension.
Yeah, because I've been missing the NBA Finals because of wrestling. So
don't miss it. Listen. I know our teams are not in it, but don't miss the NBA Finals, bro.
Yeah, it better be good.
If you want, like my honest thought about this week's Rampage, I think the only thing you should really tune into the most is just the main event. Wouldn't worry about anything else.
We don't. I'm pretty sure everybody in the chat doesn't care. What was the main event?
The main event was FTR and Beretta versus United.
Okay,
Empire.
So it's the Osprey match. So Nate, it's the Osprey match. So watch that. Because I think there's like Jake Hager and Eddie Kingston too, and then the women's match.
Yeah, and then there's Red Velvet versus
Cargill and Velvet. Okay. Oh, Stat, not Cargill. But yeah, so we'll see where that goes. Thank you guys so much for joining us right here on OTB. We are 5 episodes away from 200, so everybody's got to come in for that.
Damn. I ain't gonna lie, I low-key been feeling bad because, like, God, for the last months, bro, like, I haven't been here. I've been so damn busy. Like, if you want me to be honest, like, the reason why I haven't been showing up is because, like, damn school. Like, I was trying to catch up on that and get everything going, make sure everything was ready, and I ended up graduating almost a month ago, and so now I'm just
yes sir, clap it up, man.
Get those clap emojis in the chat. Get those clap emojis in the chat.
2022 high school graduate.
Yes sir. Yes sir.
But yeah, no, like seriously, man. That's why I have so many people a part of this, man. Is because there's life out there. All right, you're doing with school. I totally respected that, and you have to get that done. You have to get that. You have to get that diploma, and I respect the fuck out of that because I had to do the same thing. So, listen, you take the time to come on here whenever you can. That's all I ask, and that's all I ask of anybody in this group. So, we're all good with it, and at the end of the day, still going to be here no matter what. I mean, hell, I'm not going to stop this thing forever. Listen, we're almost at 200. I'm not planning on stopping. Come on now.
It's going to be a big day once we hit 1K, bro. I can only imagine what it's going to be like whenever we hit 1K in the future.
Once we get 1K subs, that's going to be great. I mean, hell, we're almost at 5. We're almost halfway there. We're almost almost at 5, so we're good. But thank you guys. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, turn on the bell, stay tuned to tomorrow's podcast, and we will talk to you guys soon. Oh, yeah, by the way, bonfire.com.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
You already know what it is, man. It's NBA all fucking day. It's Nick fucking Gage. Oh, it's your boy, The Real MC. Thank you all for tuning in. Yes, sir.
There you go, man. We haven't heard that in a fucking while, bro. It feels so good. But yeah, guys, talk to you soon. Have a good night, and we will see you in the next episode. Bye, guys. We the ones. We do the we the ones here. You can do the finger. That's fine. You can do the finger. You're good. That's perfect, actually, for your character.